In September 1982, the city of Mannheim had high expectations for the celebrations of its 375th anniversary. The event called for an awe-inspiring air show that would include a daring skydiving performance. To add to the spectacle, the city requested 2 legendary Chinook helicopters to participate in the mission. However, fate had other plans, and what should have been a triumphant day turned into a heartbreaking tragedy. The request for 2 Chinook helicopters to take part in the Mannheim Air Show was welcomed with considerable excitement and anticipation. Since the 1960s, the Boeing CH-47 Chinook, a legendary heavy-lift helicopter, had acquired a reputation as a workhorse in the United States Army. The Chinook, with its distinctive twin-rotor design and extraordinary adaptability, was the ideal option to highlight the city's 375th anniversary celebrations. The air show's objective was nothing short of audacious: set a world record for the largest formation of free-falling skydivers. The stunning sight of a squadron of parachutists falling from the skies above Mannheim was intended to create a lasting impression on both the city's history and the world of aviation. The Chinook helicopters arrived on time, eager to begin this historic operation. To many people's surprise, an apparently incomprehensible decision was taken to proceed with only 1 Chinook. This unexpected turn of events perplexed both observers and participants, as the ramifications of deploying only 1 aircraft for such a massive undertaking were unclear. Unbeknownst to many concerned, the decision to rely on a single Chinook would prove pivotal and disastrous. As the fate of Chinook 74-22292 and its occupants hung in the balance, the weight of this choice would be felt keenly by all. Nobody could have predicted that the course they took that day would set in motion a terrible chain of events. The skydivers could not have predicted the immense influence that this solitary choice would have on their lives and the world around them as they eagerly prepared to start on their historic drop. With a cabin built to hold only 33 passengers, the Chinook 74-22292 was forced to carry 46 people, testing its limits to the maximum. To accommodate everyone on board, 11 brave folks were forced to stand, contradicting customary seating arrangements and adding to the already stressful environment. The suspense and excitement among the skydivers and the audience below were apparent as the powerful Chinook lifted flight. They were about to witness a stunning exhibition of human ability and daring as the largest formation of free-falling skydivers attempted to set a world record. They had no idea, however, that the overcrowding within the aircraft would compound the situation when unexpected problems developed during the journey. The decision to continue with an overloaded Chinook would prove crucial and heartbreaking in the last moments of Chinook 74-22292. The extra bodies would change the aircraft's dynamics, adding to the complexity of the scenario and setting the stage for tragedy to occur. The sudden descent was a watershed moment that threw the mission into disarray and sorrow. Everything appeared to be going according to plan at first, as the expert aircrew prepared for the breathtaking skydiving drop at an altitude of 13,000 feet. The skydivers were looking forward to the spectacular drop from the skies over Mannheim, and the audience below was ecstatic. However, the disaster occurred around 12 minutes into the climb. A distress message from the plane sent shockwaves through the control tower, revealing that a problem had emerged, forcing the crew to take drastic action, an immediate descent for landing. On the ground, the pilot of the second Chinook saw the escalating scenario, which piqued his interest. He climbed into the cockpit of his own plane without hesitation, eager to figure out what was wrong with 74-22292. He listened as the frightened pilot detailed a flashing caution light and an ominous, unexpected sound that had pushed their decision to commence the descent on their secret frequency. The sudden plunge represented a watershed moment in the day's events, triggering a cascade of unfortunate actions that would eventually lead to a disastrous chain of events. They had no idea that this unexpected setback would be the prelude to a heartbreaking and unforgettable tragedy that would permanently change the lives of everyone on board and the trajectory of aviation history. The air crew of Chinook 74-22292 faced a critical moment in their ill-fated journey as the authorized landing area became packed and safety was jeopardized. They quickly decided to adjust the route and seek an alternate landing location in a desperate bid to change their fate. The crew was aware of the dangerous scenario as the powerful Chinook dropped toward the ground. The congested area below provided an immediate threat, prompting them to act quickly. They chose to cross the Autobahn with daring and conviction, hoping to find a safer site for an emergency landing. They had no idea that this crucial decision would determine their fate. As fate would have it, the aircraft's fate was already put in motion, and the series of events that had occurred previously would tragically lead to the in-flight breakdown. The aircrew inadvertently set in action the fateful moments. The collision scene was a terrifying spectacle of mayhem and carnage. The heavens echoed with a loud explosion and strange swishing sounds as the desperate struggle to counter the inexorable plunge escalated. The Chinook 74-22292 underwent a horrific in-flight breakup, destroying the dreams of everyone on board. Onlookers on the ground were taken aback when they saw the aft rotor blades clearly separate from the once mighty aircraft. The sight was unsettling as the aft rotor hub and part of the aft pylon separated from the main body, putting the helicopter in jeopardy. Within seconds, the aft transmission and the remaining aft pylon began to separate from the airframe. The chopper, which was progressively tilting to the right, foreshadowed the impending calamity. A daring skydiver was recorded on tape in the final minutes before impact, possibly attempting to escape the crippled plane. Tragically, his efforts were fruitless because his parachute did not deploy in time, sealing his death and the fate of everyone aboard the Chinook. Chinook 74-22292 fell onto the Autobahn connecting Mannheim and Heidelberg, colliding with the helicopter's right side and causing devastation at sight. The enormous power of contact caused a tremendous explosion, sending a bright mushroom cloud into the sky, acting as a somber reminder of the lives lost in those terrifying moments. The force applied during the hit was calculated to be 200 Gs. With an average weight of 180 pounds per person on board, the people aboard the helicopter were subjected to a force equivalent to 36,000 pounds. It was a power that assured death came quickly. The aftermath provided a terrible sight. Debris scattered across the Autobahn, signifying Chinook 74-22292's final resting place. The only thing that was left of the once mighty aircraft was a heap of wreckage 15 feet wide, 20 feet long, and 4 feet high at its highest point. Among those on board the doomed plane was an AFN TV reporter who planned to broadcast the parachute leap for all to see. He had no idea that his mission would end in tragedy, and that his final moments would live on in the minds of a nation. The cause of the crash was discovered during the investigation. Clogged oil jets in the forward transmission caused the failure of the input pinion capsule, which threw off the synchronization of the helicopter's rotor blades. This failure was caused by the presence of walnut grit, which blocked the vital oil journals within the transmission, resulting in a fatal in-flight breakdown. Chinook 74-22292's final moments were a devastating testament to the uncertainty of life and the bravery of those who serve in the military. The ill-fated plane and its brave passengers will be remembered as a symbol of sacrifice and the inherent dangers faced by those who defend and cherish the spirit of freedom. While memories of that awful day will never fade, let us remember and commemorate the dead, skydivers, airmen, and all those who died on that fateful September day in Mannheim. May their memory live on to remind us of the incredible sacrifices made and to commemorate the lives lost in the dying minutes of Chinook 74-22292. That's it for now, but we'll be back soon with more. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.